Hey there, fans of the Super Fun Time Show. This is Kevin from the Super Fun Time Show, your fun time host. And this is going to be a video where we're going to be talking about Survivor Season 44, Episode 4. It was another terrible one for the ladies of Survivor 44, with the voted out Castaway once again being a woman, which I didn't see coming, that we'd start out 4 in a row, just like we did the previous season, Survivor 43. In Season 43, it was Lindsay's turn from the Coco tribe. But this season, we have, I guess, the new Lindsay, which is Sarah Wade, the loving niece of Coach Benjamin Wade of Survivor Tocantins. That's a lie. It's actually not related at all. She ended up leaving the game with not only a fake idol, but also the inheritance advantage. And that fake idol is one of the main things I want to talk about in this video. First, I want to start off by saying at the end of the video, I'll explain how you can possibly win this Ratu buff from Survivor 44. Just look out at the end of the video to see the contest details, but you could have one of these puppies on your head, or on your arm, or your wrist, wherever you want to put it, because it'll be your buff. Anyway, getting into the video, this episode was really about kind of 3 chunks of information that I think we should talk the most about. The first one is, the Tika tribe stumbled onto the bird cage with a red X across it, and everyone was pretty perplexed by it. The only person that wasn't perplexed was Carolyn, because Carolyn is the one that found random red vine twig things and crossed them over the cage. And no one really seemed to question if that was weird or not. And do you know why? It's because it's season 44, and producers just kind of make up stuff, and you can't really know which way is up when it comes to these advantages or these clues, because they're pretty nonsensical. Every corner you turn around, there's a clue of some type for some kind of advantage. Because Jeff Probst is at home just absolutely hammering himself on the couch every single time one of these advantages is found. And to some degree, I get it. It's good television. People are excited to see more touchdowns in football, right? And just like this, we want to see more advantages being found. The problem is it gets to a point where there are too many advantages. And even though I'll talk about that a little bit later, the reason why the X thing is a little bit interesting is because Carolyn could get away with it because we're just so programmed to have these nonsensical clues come up from season 41 all the way to 44. And Sarah's the one that bid on it. She ended up finding the clue, the little X that corresponded with the big X, finding a hidden immunity idol eventually, and Sarah believed that she had one. And I noticed she had a little bit of pep in her step for the rest of the episode. Carolyn, good job. You executed a perfectly planted fake idol. And of course, we already know the end result of the episode, so the fake idol didn't really help her all that much, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Second part of the episode, really talk about the big switch. There was a switch that happened between 3 members of the 3 different tribes. They had Jamie was sent to the island, so was Carson, and so was Josh. Each one of them read a letter that said, hey, basically you're getting swapped to another tribe. This is an amazing journey. And when you get there, you're going to have a hidden immunity idol. But the idol is only a temporary idol, of course. That means it can only be used up until the point when all 3 tribes are merged together on one beach. And we don't know exactly when that will be. It could be 1 episode, it could be 2, 3, 4 episodes. It could be anything. If I had to guess, it'd probably be closer to 2 episodes. But still, that's a significant amount of time. That's like 3 tribal councils to potentially use this idol. So you had Josh, who went from the Soka tribe to the Tika. Then you had Jamie, who went from Ratu tribe over to Soka, and you had Carson, who went from Tika over to Ratu. And each one of them ended up with a hidden immunity idol. Now, the only one who actually needed to have any kind of play with it was Josh. Josh had moved over to Tika, and they had lost the immunity challenge, which put it in an interesting spot because it's only Carolyn, Jam Jam, Sarah, and then Josh. The outsider, of course, is the one they probably want to vote for. Everyone kind of assumed Josh may have something, but they couldn't play it exactly like that. So what they really wanted to happen was some kind of vote split, or at least lie to Josh, saying that Sarah and Jam Jam and Josh are going to vote for Carolyn. But they're going to lie in hopes that Josh doesn't want to play a possible hidden immunity idol that he would have been given, so that they would instead put all their votes on Josh and Josh be out of the game. However, during that conversation, Jam Jam and Sarah really made Carolyn feel pretty small, to the point where Carolyn's like, you know what? I don't like this talk anymore. I may be defecting over to Josh for now. That's exactly what she did. Felicia ended up changing the whole game. She sided with Josh, and instead they got out Sarah, who not only didn't play her inheritance advantage, which I don't know why you would at this stage in the game, but she also didn't play her fake hidden immunity idol. Not that it would have done her any good, but it would have exposed the fact that there was a hidden immunity idol that was in the game. And supposedly Sarah found out right on the couch as she was watching the episode that the idol was fake. I'm not sure if she found out before that. Because I will say, if Sarah was voted out and put into Ponderosa with Maddie, Sarah had the fake beads from Tika, but the beads from Ratu are the real hidden immunity idol. And Maddie saw Brandon find the Ratu idol. So she probably would have looked at Sarah's beads and said, yeah, that's the real thing. You had the real idol. So Sarah probably legitimately only found out when she was at home that Carolyn gave her a fake idol. So props to Carolyn. I don't know how I feel about the actual votes of where Carolyn ended up siding with Josh. I don't know if that was the greatest move in the world. I mean, yes, I totally am for Carolyn fighting her agency. I love Carolyn so much. Objectively, she's probably the most entertaining character that Survivor's maybe ever found. And the Super Fun Time show absolutely loves Carolyn. But it's very interesting. She completely disintegrated trust with Jam Jam, at least at that time. And Sarah's gone. Now, thankfully, Jam Jam is probably desperate now at this point. And if Carolyn wants to force Jam Jam back into the loving embrace of her bosom, she could probably do that. But it was kind of a risky move rather than just giving a shot at getting rid of Josh. I don't hate the move for Carolyn, but I don't know if it was necessarily the best strategically. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, she very much, I think, is still in line to win the game. But real quick, I want to have a larger conversation about the hidden immunity idols and the advantages in the game, particularly the hidden immunity idols. It is at the point, now that Sarah has gone, that there are as many legitimate hidden immunity idols in the game as there are women left in the game. There's officially 5 women left in this game. I know when you lose 4, it goes very, very fast. And there are 5 hidden immunity idols at this point. Matt G has a real idol. Danny has a real idol. Carson has a real idol. Jamie also has a real idol. And the final one is Carolyn. 5 idols, 5 women. And that doesn't include the fake hidden immunity idols that are floating out there right now. The fake idols belong to Matt B, Jamie once again. Brandon should have his fake still from his original immunity idol that he found. So there are a lot of idols left in the game, whether real or fake. I will say this, I think we're handing out idols way too easily. Whether they're temp idols or they're fake idols, I think it's way too much. I think how the idols are different in each camp and the birdcage, I think those are interesting dynamics. Admittedly, I dig that. I like the fact that they're all mixed up, and it's going to confuse the tribal members when they actually merge together, and they're going to say, oh no, that one's legitimate when it's really not. I think that is completely fascinating. However, I think the temp idols was probably too much. In my mind, you make swaps and you make even swaps. You don't do one person, because yeah, one person probably will get voted out if they go to another tribe. But adding another idol in the game isn't the way to do it. Or at least make it good for one tribal council as opposed to when they all merge together. Or maybe you make it a half idol, where they have to give a piece to someone else and they keep another piece in order for them to make possibly a new alliance on their new tribe. Like, yeah, it's not perfect, but it's better than just giving away another full idol to somebody. And the fake idols that production just giving away to people, it's actually kind of maddening, I think, because there's just no art in it. There's no skill. Like, Matt G made a fake idol and gave it to Jamie, and Jamie totally believes it. I am 100% down for that kind of fake idol. If you are just good at making it and you're that savvy, on board. If they're just giving you a really awesome professional looking one, I think it's getting kind of absurd, honestly. Players are going to get duped when there's really nothing that gives them a clue that it's fake. I don't really think that's fair. The sportsman in all of us, I think, doesn't want that to be the case. I think we want everyone to have a fair chance at winning the game. Also, very quickly on the topic of idols, I noticed when I was looking around the conversation of Survivor, a lot of people ended up saying that Carolyn actually gave away the real idol to Sarah, and she has the fake one. So Sarah being voted out, she got voted out with the real idol. I just want to make this very clear. She did not give away the real idol to Sarah. Carolyn has the actual idol for Tika. Sarah got voted out with a fake. It's my opinion that people are only zeroing in on Carolyn being the one that gave away the real idol instead of someone like Matt G is because people think that Carolyn is stupid. I want to be very clear. Carolyn is not stupid. Carolyn is super intuitive. Just because she's erratic doesn't mean that she's not very good. She's really fun, but she's a drug counselor and she's a former addict. And in my opinion, as someone who's been around addicts and has been a part of counseling sessions, as a person that has actually run some of them, I think that she has a skill set that is going to make her be propelled entirely to the end of the game. She can read people, and people are not going to be able to read her. Terribly fascinating. So I think a lot of the viewers out there, I think you got to give her more credit than you are, because it's kind of a shame. People love her, but they don't respect her the way they should. Overall, I really liked episode 4 of Survivor 44. I thought it was very good. I think we got to see some good moments from some people, but there are people that are really starting to kind of grow on me that over the past couple episodes that I really want to see more of. I really want to see more of Heidi. I love Jamie. I have such a crush on that lady. I have such a crush on so many of the women from Survivor 44, so that doesn't mean anything, I guess. But we got to see some cool stuff, and I'm hoping to see a little bit more of Lauren. I want to see more of Kane in the upcoming episode. I want to see what Maddie B does with this fake idol. I want to see everyone come together and just have a really cool, funky merge tribe, because I'm just super hyped for this season. The cast is really good, but the producers are kind of getting in the way of a game being played out socially as it was supposed to be with votes. Instead, there are idols on top of idols on top of idols. And there's still advantages in the game that we haven't really talked about too much. Mainly, the biggest one left is Lauren with her extra vote. And that's not the worst one in the world, of course. The inheritance advantage was the one that I thought was kind of over the top and ridiculous. But an extra vote is something to take note of when there's so many fake and real idols just kind of floating out there. So once again, we lost another female. That's unfortunate because all 4 of them, honestly, were bangers. Every one of them, I thought they were going to do really well, but unfortunately, they got. I still need to do a deep dive on why women keep getting voted out so early in the most recent seasons of Survivor. Because it wasn't always that way. The game isn't inherently against women. It's very interesting though. Statistically, men do better than women, but only by so much. This is going in a whole different direction as far as statistical trends. Exciting news though, aside from the contest that I have coming up, it looks like the next couple episodes, I'm gonna have a very special Survivor Castaway guest, possibly a former winner of the game itself. So make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can see a future episode of the Super Fun Time Show with said special guest interview. Also, I promised you that you had the opportunity to win a Survivor buff, and that's this Ratu buff, the best design of the season, I'm convinced, maybe the best of the new era entirely. This Ratu buff can be yours. The only thing I ask is that you be a subscriber to this channel. The only thing I'll also add is, unfortunately, you would have to be a resident of the United States. We're not going international on this one, unfortunately, but maybe in the future we will, when we're going to put a little more money into the channel. But for right now, I'm happy to give away this Ratu to one of you in the Super Fun Time Show viewers. But that's going to do it for the video. What was your favorite part of the episode? What do you think of the hidden immunity idols that are just kind of being passed out like Pez? Let me know down below in that comment section, because I want to hear more from you about this. Hope you have an amazing day, everyone. You take care, and remember, I have spoken.